Whew. Okay. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna cry during this episode, and I'm already crying. Wow, welcome back to Flow with Chloe. Whew, oh my gosh, so many of you guys have been messaging me on Instagram being like, please, please, please bring back your YouTube channel. And I have to admit, I really miss the long form content. Long form content is where I can really express myself fully and I can really dig in deep with y'all. And it has just been a wild journey. I'm not sure the last time I posted on YouTube, but it has to have been about a year ago, I think, at least, 10 months or so since I have posted on YouTube. And wow, welcome. Hi. I can't promise what this channel is going to be from here on out, but all I knew is that I needed to get out a dang video for you guys. So let's dive into it. Where have I been? Where did I go? What have I been up to? And where am I now? Because holy crap, it has been a portal and I literally don't even know how to explain where I have been. So let's dive into this. Number one, where did I go? Many of you guys have been following my journey and know that I moved to Austin, Texas on a whim. I did not know a single person here, and I decided to leave my family, my friends, my close community, literally everything I knew, and literally moved to a new place. These are happy tears, I promise. Gosh, I also apparently have been learning how to become emotional. So, there you go. I decided that I really needed to grow. And I knew that it was going to be extraordinarily uncomfortable. And oh my gosh, it has been. It has been so uncomfortable at times. And also, it has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. Whew. So I moved here because I had a very strong inclination that this was the place that I needed to be. And I really felt, especially for my dating life, being back at home in California was not the place for me. And at that point in my life, I was 28. I really wanted to find a partner. And I really just was being logical about it in a lot of ways of like, I just need to put myself in a better situation. I need to not always be around family, living on the family property and dating the same men back in my hometown. And so I took the wild leap and I drove my car all the way over to Texas. And within literally, I remember it being like 2 days, I met one of my exes. And um, he was my introduction to Austin. And I think it's important to start here because this falls into where the heck I have been, which, by the way, I never left Instagram. Let's be clear. I have been still doing my thing on Instagram for the past 2 years. But I did really take a slow approach with YouTube for a long time. Continuing on with the story, I met this man, and literally, he was the one that showed me everything about Austin. It took me about 5 months to realize that this man was hyper controlling and I don't like using this term, but honestly, I've met with therapist after therapist. And after me explaining everything that I've been through, reading text messages, literally playing recorded calls, pretty much every single therapist has confirmed in as much of a way as they can without actually meeting the person and diagnosing him, but has confirmed that he was extraordinarily narcissistic. There was a lot of stonewalling in that relationship, meaning there was a lot of really ugly silent treatment in a way to kind of get one up over me. There was a lot of gaslighting. There was a lot of calling me really awful names, and I was GPS tracked pretty heavily. I knew things were a little off. My intuition told me from day one, I was like, this guy's great and something's off. And I kept on always saying it. I was like, something's off, something's off. And anyways, I didn't listen to my intuition. You think I would know too. Now I know too, especially after the next guy after this, but we will hear about that. But I didn't listen to my intuition, and I continued to be in this relationship, and crazy things were happening. I've never been in a like any type of relationship with anyone where this amount of chaos and just like nervous system dysregulation was happening on a consistent basis. Always felt like I was walking on eggshells. I always felt like anything I was going to do was going to be wrong. I was going to say this wrong. I was going to do this wrong. I was going to cook this wrong. I was going to like, it was just like, I was just being watched like a hawk, and that really felt super suppressive to me. And this man definitely played a lot of games with my head, making me feel like my business was nothing and making me feel really kind of insecure about the work that I do. He would say things to me like, you can't break up with me. You're nothing without me. Your little business, like, literally is like gonna fail, and your work is stupid, and like literally he would say these things to me, and he'd be like, you need me to like pay your rent, you need me to, buy you food. And let's like just get something straight here. I moved to Austin with a very nice savings account. I make six figures in my business. I am absolutely passionate and in love with what I do, helping women go through the similar journey that I went through of healing my relationship to food and body and getting my period back. The way that this man all of a sudden made me feel so dang insecure about my work, and so just like in my head about what I do, and making me feel like I'm not making enough, I'm not going to be able to sustain myself, and making me honestly just feel like I needed him. It is just crazy because, again, I've always been independent and I've always been able to take care of myself, and I've never been in a situation where I've had to worry about any of that stuff. And the way he made me worry about that is literally like, I don't know, that's witchcraft. Like, it is literally insane how he made me all of a sudden go from super confident to feeling very isolated. I wasn't able to make any friends here in Austin. He was hyper controlling about that. So I felt just very isolated. I was alone from my family. I was alone from that reflection of like the people who could like really tell me that something was off. And yeah, that just totally whacked me. I finally, with the help of a therapist, was able to break up with that man in a way that really like disconnected us, and I went no contact, and I never spoke to him ever again. That is also the moment where I decided to chop my hair. And this actually is important to mention because I never chop my hair. I love my hair. My hair is a big thing for me. It's a sign of my health, of my fertility. To me, it's a sign of my femininity. Does having short hair mean that you're not any of those things? No, but you have to understand that I went through years of losing my hair in handfuls due to my restrictive eating patterns, and growing back my hair and feeling like my hair was like thick and strong again was literally such just a big like like a big sign of like everything is all right again in my world. And so I chopped my hair, and I felt very insecure about that. Don't know why I did that after we broke up, but chopped my hair because I felt like I needed a new, fresh energy. Within 2 weeks, I met someone else. And this is interesting story because I knew within 2 seconds, I met that man within 2 seconds. I knew everything that I was about to find out 8, 10 months later. I got such a strong intuitive hit about who he is. And well, once again, I didn't listen to my intuition. You think I would have learned. But the way that we can talk ourselves out of things, a lot of you guys might feel like you understand that. Maybe it's not with men, maybe it's with food. And like, I know I need to leave the vegan diet. I know I need to, eat more of this. I know I need to eat more in general. And then yet you come in the face of food and you do the same patterns. It's like I would come in front of him, and then I would just acquiesce, and I would just be in the relationship. Um, this relationship was interesting because there was a side of me that truly, really loved this man and felt like we had amazing chemistry and felt like everything was perfect, except for the fact that he had a huge, in my mind, in my eyes, drinking problem. And I felt like there was a lot of numbing, there was a lot of suppression going on underneath all of that, as there often is behind any sort of like addiction or anything like that. So I fell in love with this man, and our chemistry was beyond crazy. And I would, every like couple months, like every like 2 months, I would get this big, like, holy crap, this is not the person for me. I'm not okay with X, Y, and Z that was happening, and I need to break up with him. And I would. And then he would play this game of we should just be friends. And I would be like, okay, yes, because again, I'm alone in Austin. I don't have my people yet. And I did really like him. I just was looking long term at these values and everything. I was like, this doesn't match. But then I would acquiesce. And then, of course, we'd hang out with friends. And then, of course, one thing leads to the other, and you can finish the story. So it was kind of chaotic, everything that happened. And yet, also at the same time, everything felt so safe and so serene and so like, what the heck, this is like everything I've ever wanted, and yet like there were some big things that weren't. That was really confusing to me. And anyways, I ended up finding out, I'm skipping through a lot, guys. I ended up finding out that this man was cheating on me our whole relationship. Not even just like I cheated on you, more like I have like a whole second girlfriend type of crap. His good friend actually was the one to share with me all of this. And let's just say I was beyond shocked. I reached out to the girl on Instagram and was like, hi, you might want to know who I am. I'm this person's girlfriend, and that might be a shock to you. So we should chat. We chatted and we found out that we were indeed dating the same man, and we were getting the same text messages sent to us and all of that, having the same things said to us. And that is when I really started unraveling a lot of things. Now, we three-way called this man to break up with him. She and I were on a phone call. She merged him in and they started talking. He had no idea I was on the call until like 5 minutes in, where I was like, are you not going to tell her? You were just at my house literally saying that you wanted to marry me. Okay. So that was crazy. She got very mad, of course. And I was kind of just sitting there like, I'm kind of entertained. Like, how did you do this? This is like actually a lot of work to be able to do this. And like, what the heck? I got mad, but I was more just like, okay, that's crazy. Yeah. Months later, here I am literally covered in itchy rashes all over my skin. Like I would go in the shower and be like, because like I would feel all the like, oh, itchiness and stuff on my back. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. And I literally am like having this realization that I did not process anything, and I did what I typically do, what I'm really good at, which you will understand if you go through this whole journey of restricting food. You will understand the behavior of numbing yourself from all of your emotions. That is basically what I did. So I went through a big season of completely numbing myself from the pain of this man who repeatedly said, I am the one. I want to marry you. I want to have your kids. I want to be with you. Let's move in together. Like, I was numbing from the pain of that man having been out of integrity in our relationship, and me subsequently feeling like I was not enough. Coming off of the relationship I had prior to this, you guys, I was in a pretty damaged place. At this time, this is when, this was back in early October of last year, 2023. That is when I like officially burned my business to the ground. I stopped meeting with nearly all of my one-on-one clients. I stopped selling my program, Get Your Flow On. I literally was like, I have zero capacity to hold other people's emotions right now because I'm so numb from my own. And I always like to be in integrity with my work. And so anyone I felt like I could not hold their emotional processes, I was like, I'm out. Um, oh my goodness, I literally got a job. I have never worked for anyone else. I have worked for me doing this for my whole life. And that was a whole big lesson. Really grateful for that lesson. I worked with an amazing entrepreneur who's making seven figures, even multi-seven figures at this point online. And I was running her sales calls, getting people into her program to learn how to sell products and services and done for you services online. Absolutely respect this woman, really admire her, and am super appreciative of the months that I had to work for her. During that time, I was still working my business with some of my clients. I was still showing up, online on social media, on Instagram. But I really took a huge step back so that I could focus on me. October, November, December was hell. I had a hard time leaving this man. I was back and forth with him, so confused. And come January, I literally was like, things need to change. And I need to stop suppressing myself. And I need to really get support and helping me heal from all of the things that I've been through the past couple years. So I hired one of the most amazing coaches I could have ever thought to have worked with. This was so divine. When they say, like, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives, it was that type of SHIT. I was on Instagram one day and I saw this, man that I follow, and he posted a picture of this other guy. And I literally was like, that's my next coach. I didn't even know if he was a coach. And I was like, I need to work with that person. I go on his Instagram and I started to scroll. And I was like, I have to work with this person. I listened to this whole video that you talked about him being in a narcissistic relationship, him burning his business to the ground, him going through this whole season of healing and all of that. And I was like, this is it. I reached out to him and was like, can we coach? Can we work together? And he's like, yeah, let's get on a call. I got on that call and I literally was like, I don't need a sales call. I was like, literally, like, you don't have to talk me into knowing that you're the person for me and knowing that I need a coach right now. Like, no. I was like, literally send me the link to whatever payment processor you have. It literally, at that point, I was like, this could be $30,000 and I am ready and prepared to pay for this, because the version of me that I was showing up as in my life was such a disappointment to me and was so out of alignment with who I know me to be that I literally was like, I don't care what it costs to get me back to like me, but like that version of me, this happy, fun, loving, trustworthy, flirty, feminine version of me, I will do anything to get back to her. He was pricey, not $30,000, thank goodness, but he was pretty pricey, and I literally felt so dang good about spending that money. I literally remember telling him on our last very session, I was literally like, why the heck are you so cheap? And he wasn't cheap. And I literally was like, I would have paid triple for this, for what you have brought me in my life. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional again. But like, that man saved my life. That coach was so powerful for me. And I'm just so happy that like I listened to my intuition of working with him, and that I didn't fall into scarcity mindsets of this is too much and you shouldn't do this and blah blah blah. I literally was like, this is the person. I feel connected to this person. I like feel like he can really help support me in the ways I need to be supported. I'm going for it. He helped me understand myself in such a beautiful way. We did a lot of self-inquiry work, which is a lot of the base for my own coaching right now, because like literally that changed my life. So I dove into kind of Byron Katie's work of self-inquiry, the 4 questions. This is a lot of the work that he did with me, but he mixed it in with German pneumanic medicine. And he's just, I don't know, he's just literally understanding the patterns and the tracks in my body, everything down to my vitiligo, to the digestion, to like everything. And he helped me really understand the core wounding narratives that were playing in my mind and in my world that were making me feel okay continuing to have this crazy dynamic with this man and choosing men who I know weren't supportive for me and staying in relationships once I figured out that there was something very off and wrong about the dynamic. And holy crap, no words. I not only coached with that man during this spring, so this is spring 2024, but I also did a leadership training which was all about emotional intelligence and standing up and becoming the leader that you desire to be. Both self-leading yourself in life and also like the leader in your business and your coaching and your, everything that you create in your life. And this training was literally like the most epic training that I've ever done. I'm telling you guys, like, I invested in myself. I was like, I am not going to stay here. I put money down on myself this year because I knew beginning of 2024, I was like, this is my Phoenix Rising year where I am going to step into the most aligned, most like expressive and expansive version of me. And if you truly saw me January 1st, you would be like, good luck with that. You got a lot of work ahead of you, hun. Whew. Okay. So I joined this training. This training was like a 6-month process. Was it 6 months? It must have been. Maybe it was 4 months. It was like a 4-month process. It was an in-person cohort, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like in-person meeting. You literally going through these processes with these people that helped you truly really see your biggest patterns, your biggest blocks, your biggest like disconnects, and literally in a loving way, in a safe container, called you out on everything and gave you multiple opportunities to rise up into the version of you that you wanted to be. This program will like forever be ingrained in my cells, in my cellular DNA. I feel it. My body is vibrating at a different frequency since that program. I developed community, which I really needed at that point. I needed people who I was doing the work with. So helpful. I needed to be called out on all of my patterns and negative beliefs and all of my blockages and everything. And I needed to really see who I truly was. And that program was a process of like, there is no words for it, but let's just say this. It was about 5% talking and 95% actually going through things that are helping you process stuff. It changed my life and I will be forever grateful. So I went through this program and I started just all of the beliefs of I'm not enough, all of the places where I was literally playing into my ego, where I was being selfish, where I was holding back my love and my light. Everything got just broken down. And I all of a sudden started feeling this version of me that is so epic, so powerful, so just like, present and epic, like manifester and creator. I started finally feeling her again. And I knew in that moment that everything was going to change and that I was ready to leave the safe cushion of that job that I was doing with that other person. And I was ready to be 100% on my own again. I kickstarted this with my retreat in Costa Rica called Fem Rising, You Are the Medicine. This was the most epic week of my life. And if you seriously are like, Chloe, stop saying epic, most impactful, most transformational, like you're lying. Like, no, guys, this literally was a consecutive, just week after week, month after month of me being in these powerful containers that just were like so epic and so life-changing. And I finally was like, I am ready to do in-person events. Like the power of in-person, the power of being with people, the power of community, the power of actually just going through these processes, helping you in your body release, express, expand. So powerful. So I grabbed my two good friends, Marina and Maya. Maya is a life coach and like just spiritual, beautiful goddess. And Marina is a DJ and event curator and just my best friend and my ride or die. We took 13 amazing women with us to my homes that I grew up in Costa Rica, which made it like so extra special. And we went through this whole transformational arc, somatic breath work, live active meditations where we're literally hitting pillows and we're screaming and we're releasing, light ceremonies where we're loving on each other and we're activating each other to see the beauty from within. It was the most epic week of my life. And it was in that moment where I was like, this is what I'm meant to do. I am meant to hold space for groups of women like this to help them really, truly connect to their highest potential, to their highest self. That's literally was so clear to me. It felt so amazing. It felt so good, so expansive. I then was like, I need to relaunch my program, but I need to totally revamp it. So I went on a multi-month long journey of revamping my program, Get Your Flow On, to add in a lot more of the soulful, spiritual, mental, emotional healing processes that I went through in my own recovery and that I'm going through now in my own journey of continuing to just become the best version of me. And I started having so much fun with creating again. Started becoming a lot more active on social media. I started literally that week I went to Costa Rica. I remember this. I literally closed 3 paid in full clients for 4-month containers, literally while I was on my plane going to Costa Rica. When I say I was taking God leaps, I was quantum leaping into a new version of me. Guys, I was quantum leaping into a new version of me where all of a sudden, all this abundance, all of this just energy and these experiences and opportunities were just thrown in my lap. Anyways, back to the Get Your Flow On course. I knew from here on out, I want my one-on-ones to be very minimal and I want to just be hosting group things. Because again, the power of the group is just, you can't even put words to it. So we launched, I'll get to this. So we launched July 25th. So this was 3 weeks ago. And the most aligned, just beautiful human beings stepped into this program as just a yes to themselves, a yes to the evolution of them, a yes to them living in their bigness, in their greatness, without food fears, without the blocks of body image, without the hormonal imbalances. And anyways, I launched the program and we have been going for 3 weeks strong now. And I can't even tell you just the amount of shifts and the testimonials of transformation that has happened just 3 weeks into this program. The girls are bonding in such beautiful ways, and our conversations are so deep and profound and moving. And I'm seeing these girls finally get it. They're finally being this program was me finally being yes to me, yes to my growth, yes to my expansion, and we're feeling it here.
There was a big growth mindset, right? There was a lot of things that happened internally. And I think once you hit those points, you realize, oh my gosh, I can't play in these, to use Tori's word, to play in those victim mindsets again. Right. And you go whoa, wait a minute. I started understanding some key things and aspects about me in this life. And it doesn't make sense to go back to that version of me. That's why I felt so sure after my recovery that I was never going to go back. I was like, this isn't happening for me. I'm not relapsing. I am recovered for life now. And I'm so damn positive about that. And it's because I got to that point where I was like, I don't even resonate with that anymore. That would require me to go backwards on all the growth I made in my mindset of understanding how powerful I am, how magnetic I am, how lovable I am. I would have to start going backwards and start thinking different things, because that's what allowed me to restrict, was me thinking I don't deserve this in life. I'm not lovable. It's not safe to be me. Those are the things that made restriction a thing in my world. And those were the narratives that held me to the fear of weight gain and the fear of being healthy and, eating enough food and all of that.
So I launched the program, and then literally this was July 25th, right? Launched the program. And then I made a big decision a couple months back where I was like, I need to live alone. I've lived with roommates my whole life. I'm 30 years old and oh my gosh, I turned 30, by the way. Hi, hello, I turned 30. This was a big epic portal in and of itself. I feel so different at 30. I'm like, wow, I feel grounded in who I am. It's so weird. But so I turned 30 and was like, I need to live on my own. So that was a big quantum leap again. The world is asking me literally to make these big quantum leaps. It's this coach is this much. Are you going to pay for it? And I'm like, yes, get rid of the scarcity mindset. Yes, you are going to pay for that. This training is 4 months long and super intensive and going to require you to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I literally was like, yes, 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 yes. And then it was like, you should move in by yourself, pay double the rent. And I was like, that's a lot. Am I really doing that? And I just eventually got to that point where I was like, yes, yes, because we are no more saying no to your expansion, to the things that you desire and want, and to the things that you need to honestly help your frequency shift. We're no longer saying no to that. So I decided, and our move out date was August 11th. And I literally was like, you know what? I don't want to move on the 11th. I want to move on the 8th. I didn't find out until later on that the 8th was the Lionsgate portal. And if you're into astrology, you know how epic of a time that was. It is like the biggest time for manifestations, for changing your frequency, for literally like shifting the direction of your life. And it started on the 25th and it ended and closed on the 8th. And I literally launched my program, which I've told myself, I'm like, I want 150 women to go through this program in a year. 150 women. I want to change to that degree, that level. I want to change 150 women's lives. I want 150 women to understand how beautiful their femininity is, to understand how to nourish themselves and to release the obsession with food and to get out of the binge restrict cycle and to feel their power and to create impact in the world. It's like 150. That's what I want. And so I launched my program that day, setting into motion this like epic program that's now being created and like launched into the world. And then I moved. And I can't tell you like the shifts and changes that have occurred in my energy field as I have made like this big move for myself to have my own place by myself. And I love it. It's so amazing. My nervous system feels so grounded. I feel so good. And I feel like I'm on the right path. And I keep on just getting this feeling of like, I'm home, I'm home, I'm home. Like I'm exactly right where I need to be. And this girl messaged me on Instagram. This is a crazy story. And she was like, she saw that I was moving. So she just like saw that first video of me moving. And she was like, Chloe, I have such a strong intuitive hit for you. Like, I have to share. And so I was like, yeah, share it with me. I totally love that. I totally believe in us being able to read energy and being able to read other people's energy. And little like backstory here, I met with a psychic like 2 months ago. He literally told Meghan Markle before she had ever met Prince Harry or went to the UK that she was going to go to the UK and meet Prince Harry and marry him. So this guy is cool. This was a referral on a referral on a referral. Again, big investment. He was like $400 an hour. And I was like, okay, let's do this. I'm going to meet with a psychic. I've never done this before, but I really felt good vibes. He's like an older person. He's like 80 something years old. And I was like, he's been doing this for a while. Feels such good vibes. I met with him and he literally, I mean, he knew everything about me. I was like, whoa, like to a T, to where I was born, to where my mom was born, to like everything about me. And I showed him pictures of random people in my life. So before saying like, did he Google you? I'm like, first off, this stuff isn't on Google. It's not like I'm a celebrity. My stuff's not out there. But no, I sent him random pictures of people in my life and he was just spot on with everything about them. But he told me, he was like, you moved to Austin to meet your man. And that's what I felt when I was moving here. I was like, I need to be in a better dating situation. He's like, you moved here to meet your man and you've had really poor discernment with men in the past, but that's done because you finally understand your value and your worth. And I was like, yeah, I've done a lot of coaching. I've done a lot of things lately to understand my value and worth and help me understand that. And he was like, well, you're done with that journey and you're actually taking huge, big steps in your life right now that are going to get you into the vibrational frequency that you need to be to meet your man in November. Okay, that was 2 months ago. This girl sees me moving, is like, I have such a big intuitive hit. I need to tell you. It's like, go for it. And she was like, well, I'm really feeling like this move for you. Like, first off, your energy, your frequency has completely shifted and changed in the last couple of months, but especially the last couple of weeks. And you actually saying yes to this move was the exact type of decision that you needed to take to become the version of you who is ready to meet your significant other who is ready to meet that healthy masculine man. And I really get a huge hit in calling that you're meeting him in November. There's about 5 other people in my life who have affirmed to me that I'm meeting him in November. I literally intuitively feel like I'm meeting him in November. And it's just crazy that it keeps on getting affirmed to me by all of these things. But she said, she was like, this move, like your spirit guides have been waiting for you to make this move, to finally believe in yourself enough to live on your own, to pay your own rent, to do all of that. Like it's been waiting for you to really step up in your career. And I like even changed, like a couple of weeks ago, I changed my Instagram bio where I was like leading the eating disorder recovery space in self-development, spirituality, and femininity. Literally that I'm like claiming it. I'm like, I want to be a leader in this space. I want to bring in all of these epic tools that we have of self-inquiry, somatic breath work, somatic body work. I want to bring in all that stuff to you guys who are struggling with food and body, because why the heck not? Why are we taking these archaic approaches of meal plans and weighing yourself to recovery, which is a soul thing? It's like restriction didn't just pop out of nowhere. Like we got to this place because we didn't believe in ourselves, because we didn't think we were enough, because we didn't think it was safe enough to be us. And simply just forcing ourselves to eat more isn't the way to truly heal. And I'm going to stand by that. I get like so activated about it because I'm like, it's not. And I want to bring in the lens of the soul to help you heal your biggest food and body issues. And anyway, so I'm like feeling all of this. And she was like, you are just vibrating at a whole different frequency. I'm like, I feel it. Like my brain is working differently. My triggers are like not triggering me anymore. My money mindset is different. My like literally like my capacity to hold and to make money is different. Like I all of a sudden shifted into believing in myself and into really understanding the impact that I could create in this world. And all of a sudden my income went, whoa, like whoa. Like, what the heck just happened? All of a sudden, all these people being like, can I work with you? I want to work with you one-on-one. Can I be in your program? Can I do this? Like insane. And like, I'm doing nothing except for just choosing me, breaking down these narratives that don't work for me anymore. I'm such a believer in all this work, and I'm seeing it happen in my life as I'm helping other people go through this. And it's like, oh, it's so crazy. But anyways, to have this reflected to me by this person, her literally being like, this move is more than just a move, is like huge. So this was long. I hope this was a fun journey for you guys, but I just kind of wanted to share with you guys what I've been through. 2023 was one of the hardest years of my life. And I went through eating disorders, and like 2023 is what burned me down, where I was just like, wow, I feel so disconnected to me. I feel so disconnected to my femininity. I feel guarded because I feel like I need to protect myself because I don't feel safe. And oh my gosh, it was just hell. I burned down my business. It was just, I know everything was so bad. But the change was me finally in 2024 being like, this is my year. This is my Phoenix Rising year. And I'm going to do anything and everything I need to do to ensure that that is that. And the biggest thing that I did was support. The biggest thing that I did was invest in myself. I would not be where I'm at without those things. Like, I don't even want to think about what frequency I would be vibrating at right now if I did not choose to invest in myself and put myself in these epic, rad containers that just radically shifted my perspective on everything. And so here I am, 30 years old, 2024, literally feeling more and more like a force to be reckoned with, and feeling like an expert in my field, and really knowing how to produce transformation in someone's life and helping them like literally break down some of their biggest blocks. And I'm just finally, having this moment where I'm just totally relaxing into how powerful of manifestors we are and how powerful and impactful I feel. And it's just been amazing. Like, there's no words. There's no words. I'm no longer people pleasing. I'm no longer having unclear, shady boundaries. I have strong boundaries. I know who I am. I know what I deserve. I know like what I can create. I know what I can manifest. I'm like, there's no doubt. I have no fear. And to be living completely out of fear and completely in love, to be moving from love changing everything. And I mean, I actually put this in the Get Your Phone Collective in my program, the 18-inch journey, talking about how recovery is just an 18-inch journey from your head into your heart. And that's the basis of my program. And they plague our mind, and these stories just continue to grow and grow and grow until they become our identity. Not enough. Do you see how it was just a thought pattern for maybe that one moment when you were little, where you thought, maybe I'm not worthy, maybe that's why these people are telling me this? Can you see how that was false, though? How that was just something you decided to believe? In reality, at 4 or 5 years old, nothing you did made you unworthy. Nothing. Nothing you could have done at 10 years old could make you a failure in life. But yet we took those narratives and we really took it and made it mean something about us. So recovery is an 18-inch journey from the head into the heart. Is how do we get you back into your heart again? How do we get you to feel like an empowered, badass woman again? That's the work that I do. And if you are here and you are struggling with your relationship to food, and if you're one of those girls who has literally watched me for like 4 years, I had someone the other day being like, I've been watching your channel for like 4 years. I'm like, and you finally just now reached out? She got her period back, literally. So this was like, I had someone talk to me like 2 months ago, and we've been one-on-one coaching ever since. And she literally was like, I've been following you for like 4 years. And I was like, and you just now reached out? And she's like, yeah, it took me a while. But anyway, she's like, I haven't had a period in like 12 years. I'm like, well, honey, we're going to fix that. 2 months later, 2 months later. You guys, I swear that girl has zero fear around food, zero anxiety around it. She loves her body. She feels comfortable in it again. And she got her period back 2 months. 2 months. And I'm like, you waited 4 years. You wasted all those years being stuck in the ED, all to just totally find freedom in 2 months the second you finally said yes to getting support. So if you are someone here that has watched me for a while and is continually just getting these dopamine hits of watching videos on recovery, and you're ready to actually just live recovery, I invite you to go down and just fill out an application to talk with me. I offer free recovery roadmap calls. This call is going to be to help to determine whether the work that I do, the program that I have created, can be supportive for you in getting you where you want to go. And if you're ready to get to where you want to go, let's hop on the call. I love these calls. I get to meet so many amazing women from around the world who are ready to stand up for themselves, who are ready to find freedom. So I invite you to click the link down below and to schedule a call. You have to fill out a little application, then you pick a time that works best, right? Then you and I hop on a call, and then we'll discuss whether this is for you and whether this can help you finally feel free and get your period back and ignite your metabolism and ditch restricting and actually just be the woman that you're meant to be. And I'm telling you, as I do this journey for myself, I continue to uprise. This is all I'm doing with my girls. I'm like, come, let's go. And we're just rising together. We rise together. That is literally my mantra right now, because who the heck wants to rise on their own and just be at the top there alone? And we rise together. We help support each other in getting there. And that is it's so beautiful and it's so epic. So yeah, we just launched. If you're watching this in August 2024, we just launched. We have amazing women in the program right now, and we're going live twice a week. So that's about 100 calls that are happening every single year. 100 calls, you get lifetime access. 100 calls, and you get my amazing curriculum where I'm just diving deep into helping you finally feel like an empowered, badass woman. Whew. Whew. Ha. It's amazing. It's a good time. That is the place that you can find me all the time. All the time. Morning, night, every time. I'm always in the program helping these women become who they want to be in their life. I cannot promise you anything with this YouTube channel. I'm sorry, but I can't. I haven't thought about it yet. I'm so busy with things. So busy with things. But what I can promise is that if you do join us in the program, I'm there all the time. That's where I'm putting all my energy, because that's what's actually helping people. Because what I've learned from talking to all these people is that they've been literally watching recovery YouTube channels and listening to recovery podcasts and stuff for years, and nothing's changing. I just don't like F with that anymore. I'm like, I only want to spend my time and energy with people who are like, we are there. And it doesn't mean that these girls don't have fear. Doesn't mean that. I want to share with you what I wrote to the girls the other day in the program. I said, fear is just courage becoming known. Fear is the opportunity for you to become courageous, for you to see the courage that you have within you. And when we learn how to lean into fear instead of continually seeing fear as a stop sign, rather we lean into it and we get curious about it, fear is going to completely shift and change right in front of our eyes. And when there's no more fear, we can finally live in our heart. When we finally live in our heart, we can become that version of us who we so deeply want to become. So I hope to see as many of you as I can on a free recovery roadmap call. Again, click the link down below. Make sure you are subscribed. There will be things coming out here and there. Just give me a moment. I just moved, launched the course. There's a lot of things going on in my world over here. But if you want to be a part of the world on a more intimate level and you want to be getting that direct feedback and support and mentorship and guidance from me, then definitely I recommend joining the Get Your Flowing Collective. Beautiful, beautiful collective of women from around the world healing their relationship to food and body and getting their period back. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's also a great place. I'm there every day. Instagram is just @flowwithchloe, and that's a great place to message me and to just kind of get to know me a little bit better, right? And me to get to know you a little bit better. So I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for giving me this time and this energy. And I will see you guys in the next one. The Get Your Flow On Collective is helping women from around the world heal their biggest food and body concerns so that they can get their period back, have amazing body image, and feel confident AF in their life. To apply to the collective, click the link below, fill out the application, and you will get on the call with either me or someone on my team to discuss whether this is the program for you.